Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to the channel and welcome to hashtag Arteta out. Now, just like my hashtag Ollie out video, this is not a Mikhail Arteta bashing video. It's not an Arsenal bashing video. I am a Manchester United fan, but I've got tons of respect for Arsenal. I mean, I grew up when we were going head to head. Great teams. Arsenal had great teams, great players. Lots of players I would have loved at Manchester United, and they had a great manager. And there's a lot of similarities between us, really, although I feel like Arsenal maybe have had it a bit tougher. Both had long-term managers, legends, and they've both really struggled in a way since then. But we have won trophies. Arteta, don't forget, did win the FA Cup in his first season. But, you know, is he really the man for the job? Similar to Manchester United, clubs like ours, really, I think, should have top elite managers, really. They should. But we're going to see how well he does in this experiment. And we're going to put him against the two guys you've seen in the thumbnail. Now, the reason I've chosen Brendan Rodgers and Eddie Howe is I went on multiple betting odds sites to look at who's the favourites to take over from Arteta if he gets sacked. And the four names kept coming up. One was the Atalanta manager, who we don't know too much about. One was Conte, who we used in the Ollie out video, so I didn't want to use him again. But the two main ones were Eddie Howe and Brendan Rodgers, so that's why I've chosen those two. Well, you know, can you put it all on the manager? Can you really? I mean, similar to United, we're both owned by billionaire Americans who own NFL teams and are more interested in those NFL teams, I think. But Arsenal have spent a lot of money. Spent a lot of money this year. So, this is, of course, FM21. But I'm using an updated database, so all the teams in the Premier League are up to date. All the transfers are up to date till deadline day. So what we're going to do, same as Ollie out, is I've turned off the transfers at the beginning. Each manager will get a season. We'll see how well they can do. But each manager will also get the January transfer window. Try and make some changes to see what they can do. Can they change it up a bit? Now, if you have seen my Ollie out video, you might have realised, and I really believe, this game can be realistic sometimes. It works out quite well. I mean, each manager kind of turned out the way I thought it was going to. It was well weird. Is this going to be the same? Well, we're going to find out. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Go and check out all my other content. If you really want to help me out, help my channel grow and stay going, you can always become a patron. You can find a link to that down below in the description. Let's get into it. So we'll start here on the season odds page. Now, again, it is FM21, but I am using an updated database. It is the transfer deadline database. It's the most downloaded one. You can find it on Steam. And it's pretty good, to be fair. Now, Arsenal predicted to finish 6th. So the computer's got all the brand new squads, and it's looked at Arsenal's squad and said they're going to finish 6th. Arsenal should be top 4. They always should be. A club that size, the amount of fans they've got. Do you know what I mean? The history of that club. I mean, I might be being biased here, but I think the two biggest clubs in the country, United and Liverpool, with history and size, Arsenal 3rd. I don't think anyone comes close after that, really. It's Chelsea, maybe. City are catching up. I know Chelsea got the Champions Leagues. You know what I mean? But Arsenal should be doing better. Can Arteta do better? So, of course, we're going to start with him here at Arsenal. They are rich. They have spent some money. They won't be able to spend any straight away. Like on the Ollie video, I did consider maybe putting a full transfer ban in. But I just felt like let them all start out the blocks exactly the same and then have one transfer window to try and make some changes to hopefully push them over the edge. But yeah, Arsenal have just been... It's been a long time since they've been elite. I mean, for a while they were still getting 3rd and so on like that. And that's pretty good. And obviously they got 2nd a few years ago, but they're dropping, aren't they? And they've not started the season great. Will Arteta stay in the job in real life? Will he stay in the job on this experiment? So there's no European football in this experiment. All three of them are just going to try and get as high as they can in the league and maybe win some domestic silverware. Like I said, Arteta won an FA Cup, didn't he? So that is possible for any of these guys. Arsenal's still got a good enough team to do that. But when we go through it, we'll be looking at the Carabao Cup first. Then we'll see if they can do anything in the FA Cup. But the big one's this one. How well can they do? Can any of them get Arsenal back in, not just a European football, but into Champions League football? Is there any chance this squad can get top 4 with any of these guys? I'm going to find out. So here is Mikhail Arteta's attributes. Now, obviously he was a player at Everton, and I always remember seeing a scout talking to an Everton fan, and he once said to me, "There's no one better than Mikhail Arteta." I've always loved that. Obviously then he went to Arsenal, thinking a bit of a short move, but he did okay there, didn't he? And then of course he was a coach at City, and I even think he was Pep's assistant, and I do wonder if Arsenal appointing him was similar to what used to happen with us at United and Fergie. There's quite a few times, like Brian Kidd and a few others, where people had come in and take our assistant thinking they were getting Fergie point two, and it didn't always work out that way. So yeah, I don't know if Arsenal thought they were getting another Pep, maybe. Like I said, can you put all the blame on him? The owners have got lots of freaking blame the owners a lot as well, can't you? So I'm going to find out. But attribute wise, I mean, he's not a bad coach. He's pretty all round. He's quite good. He's very determined. I mean, he's decent. He's only 38, so he could become a great manager. But will he get the time at Arsenal to do that in real life, and will he get the time to do it on the game? So here we are with the current Arsenal squad, arranged by value, and they have still got some really good players. They're just not what they were. Do you know what I mean? When they had Bergkamp, Henry, Petit, Vieira, Perez, Lundberg, Campbell, Adams, you know what I mean? The list goes on and on and on, doesn't it? But they have spent some money and they've got some good young talent. I mean, I did an Arsenal rebuild and it got really good views for a channel like mine, which shows you the support Arsenal have got. And I remember thinking they've got some cracking young players. Obviously, players like Saka, Smith Rowe, stuff like that. You know, they've got Aubameyang, he's getting 31. I do feel, I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan, to me, it felt like when he signed that big contract, he's not been the same. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Odegaard, the youngster who went to Real Madrid. I think he's signed from now on properly. Like I said, never hear anything of him anymore. They've got Kieran Tierney, or however you say his name, I always say it wrong. He's a good player, isn't he? There's a lot of holes in that team. Spent big on Ben White, Ramsdale, so it's a good enough squad to win something. Still could win a cup. And it could really, with the right management, could it get top four? I don't know, a bit of a push these days when you think United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, got teams like Leicester, Spurs. I know they just beat Spurs in real life, but Spurs can always give you a goal. So it is tough. So we jump forward to the end of the season and we're going to run through the tournaments, and straight away you can see Arteta got them to the Carabao Cup final. Fair play. Easiest run though, to be fair. I mean, Villa are a good team, don't get me wrong, but they beat them 4-0, beat QPR 3-0, Oxford United 3-1. They let Oxford score against them. What? Is he B team in this as well? Don't know. Watford got through on penalties, so they scraped through there. Southampton, they beat 2-1. Odegaard getting both the goals, and then the final against my team, Manchester United. So let me just check something. Oh, there you go. So when I did the Ollie Out video, it come, well, I don't want to spoil it for you. But when I did, well, I'm spoiling it for you. But when I did do the Arteta video, he freaking wins something. Onto the FA Cup. They beat Mansfield 2-0. Then they played Coventry, battering them 6-0. And then they got beat by Fulham in the 5th round on penalties. So that is hugely disappointing. Over to the Premier League, and they did get European football. He finished 6th, where the bookies said he would finish below Spurs. That's got hurt, hasn't it? Arsenal fans, 6 points behind Spurs. I mean, European football though, you know, at least it's the back in Europe. But Mikhail Arteta will not be the manager. The first sacking in my #out series. They sacked him after the last game of the Premier League season. So a cup final loss. Maybe if he'd have won that final, he'd have stayed in his job. And getting into Europa League wasn't enough for him to stay. And what's quite cool is the guy who's favourite to take over, Belisi. Now, if you're a Leeds fan or any fan, let me know, because I'm thinking about making a video. Everyone raves about how good he is. He's this legendary manager. He's done wonders at Leeds. I might do a video where we'll put him in charge of all the big teams and see what he can do with a big club with top players. You know what I mean? From around Europe, maybe. I think that might be quite interesting. So he finds himself out of work, which is a shame. And let me know in the comments, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. Do you think if he's unsuccessful this year, he's got to go? Do you want him to go? I'd also like to know, if you're an Arsenal fan, who do you want as your manager if he does leave? I mean, he improved it. It's like his coaching got better this year, so fair play, but I'd love to know what you think. Now it's time for our next manager, Eddie Howe. Put him in charge of Arsenal. How is he going to do? Well, to be fair, when you look at Eddie's attributes, he's a step back from Arteta in-game. I don't know how you feel. Is he a better manager than Arteta? I mean, he did well at Bournemouth. I mean, he was under-18s coach, caretaker manager, then became the manager for a few years. Then he had that weird move to Burnley that didn't work out for him, and then he jumped to Bournemouth, where he spent years doing really well, keeping in the Premier League for, I think, was it 5 years, I think? I was quite surprised that he didn't stay. Oh, I can't remember. Did he get sacked? I know he's probably waiting for a big job. He turned down the Celtic job, didn't he? In the summer, I think he's probably thinking he's better than that, maybe. He's waiting for a Premier League team to come in for him. I don't know. But I don't think on here he looks as good as Arteta. So can he do better than Arteta? Well, this is a bit strange. You can run these simulations a million times and get different results, but I always do it once because I think that's fair. And again, Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have won the Carabao Cup. Why didn't you do it on your own? If you've watched it, you'll know. If you haven't watched it, you probably don't want to watch it. But he got to the Carabao Cup final, Ollie, and lost it on his own experiment. Anyway, so Eddie Howe beat Reading 3-2, scraped it through on penalties against Stevenage. Bloody hell, mate. Then he beat Birmingham 2-1. Then he beat his old team 3-1. Then fair play to him, beating Liverpool. That is something, I think. And then only lost in extra time with a Rashford goal. Wow, 3-2. So that's a bit disappointing, isn't it? But this is even worse, because this time went up against his old team, Burnley, and got beaten in the third round of the FA Cup, straight out of it. When it came to the Premier League, again, just like the bookie said, he's got the squad 6, exactly the same as Mikhail Arteta. Now, both lost the Carabao Cup final. Arteta did better in the FA Cup, not too much better. And they both finished 6th, getting the club back into European football. Albeit the Europa League is pretty much exactly the same as Arteta's. But it's his first year in the job. So surely they're going to give him a chance. No, they've done exactly the same. Arsenal are not messing on this, are they? They are not messing. Exactly the same. Last game in the season, straight away, after it, they sacked him. So he too finds himself without a job. And this is a man that was touted for a while, wasn't it? The next England manager. And it looks like he's improved again. His attributes, his man management went up to 17. It'd be interesting in real life to see where he does go, see if he can do something somewhere else. Because again, he's a young manager, isn't he? He's still got a lot ahead of him. Now it's on to our last manager in this hashtag Arteta out experiment. Can he do better than the last two? Can he at least not get sacked? It's Brendan Rodgers. Now, to be fair, I think he is a good manager. I think he could have done good things at Liverpool, although Liverpool have got Klopp. And as a United fan, I hate to say this, but I do quite like Klopp. But yeah, what is he? Manager at Reading, manager at Swansea when he brought all that really nice play into it. Then he got his big move to Liverpool. Obviously didn't work out for him. Went to Celtic, where he did very well. But Rangers weren't back yet. And if you manage a Celtic, it's not hard to win, especially when he was there. So fair play, but he did do well. But then he left to go to Leicester. Now Leicester, you've got to love Leicester, man. Won the Premier League, just won the FA Cup in real life. They have a good team of good players. Would he really leave Leicester for Arsenal? Because Leicester have great owners, don't they? Like really good owners. And Arsenal, you know, we all know what that's like. So would he do that? I don't know. Maybe the lure of going somewhere like Arsenal, having that fan base, that stadium, the potential of turning them back into a massive club again. I mean, that could lure him in, would it? I mean, he looks like on all the bookie stuff I saw, one of the major favourites. I just don't know if he would. Personally, I'd probably stay at Leicester right now, to be fair. But anyway, on paper, he's by far the best manager. Won the most trophies. Looks really good, to be fair. But do you know what, though? This is no offence. He's only 47. Or would he be 48 now in real life? Looks older than that, doesn't he? So just like the two previous managers, we're going to start with the Carabao Cup. But unlike the two previous managers, he's not got to the final. In fact, he got knocked out in the 4th round. But he beat Birmingham 3-0 in the 2nd. Beat Preston North End 2-0 in the 3rd. And then got beat off his former team, Liverpool 2-1, which, you know, it's Liverpool, isn't it? But this is pretty cool, to be fair. Now, I said it in my All The Out video. I just set up the DB, save it. Holiday of the year, save it. I don't look. It's because I like to see with you, really. So this is pretty cool. He's just won the FA Cup in real life, and with Leicester, brilliant FA Cup final. And he's won it with Arsenal. I said this. They've got the team that can win a trophy. And Brendan Rodgers is Mr. FA Cup at the minute, isn't he? So yeah, beat Crystal Palace 3-1. Then he beat Liverpool 2-1. Bit of revenge. Nice one. Beats Bristol City 2-1. Then he beat my team on penalties. Anthony Martial scoring. Why are you playing? Why is he playing Anthony Martial? Then beat Burnley 3-0 in the semi. Fair play to Burnley to get to the semi-final. And then got Newcastle in the final. So great, Newcastle got to the final. But yeah, he's won a trophy and managed to get 5th in the Premier League, which is better than the other two, better than Arteta and already. Liverpool, Chelsea, United come second, City won it this time. So fair play, 69 points. At least he got above Spurs, if you're a Gunners fan. That's something. And he was level on points there with Liverpool. Level on points with Liverpool. Wow. That's pretty decent. Has he kept his job? Of course he has. Back in Europe, a bit more respectable in the league. Picked up some silverware, another FA Cup. And I'm pretty sure that Arsenal hold the record anyway for the most wins in the FA Cup. I know we used to be tied with them, United and Arsenal, but I think that Arteta one took them one ahead. I'm pretty sure of that. So he's helped out with that. Yeah, 13 Premier Leagues. The only thing this club's missing in it is a Champions League. So, yeah, could Brendan Rodgers do that? You can imagine he have a season like this. He could move on and maybe come on a bit more. You could imagine him doing that. Let's run through the transfers though, just to have a look at what the managers did to try and be successful. Now, this is Mikhail Arteta's transfers. He didn't sell any players. He loaned a couple out in January, but he brought in two, one of them being Ross Barkley. And after spending only 12.5 million on Ross Barkley, he bought this lad with the name I ain't gonna try. French lad from Paris Saint-Germain for 4 million. Over to Eddie's transfers, he too didn't sell anyone. He loaned a couple out in January, but he brought in 3 players. The first was Paulo Diaz for about 4 million, which sounds like a bargain from River Plate. Then after buying a left back, he bought a centre back because he's trying to sort his defence out. Borna Barisic, the Croatian from Rangers, cost about 12 million. He then bought an attacking player, Mr. Maximilian, for about 15 million from Fenerbahce. Brendan, though, went to town. He brought in 5 players. Again, didn't sell anyone, just loaned a few out. The first one, just for a couple of million, was Nathan Young-Coons. He then brought in a player he will know very well, Ryan Bertrand, for 10 million. Next up, he brought Ruben Loftus-Cheek for 12 million from Chelsea. He's now worth 24 million. Not a bad player. Then he spent another 12 million on Georgian Di Araca. Wow. If you can say that, put your answers on a postcard, send them in. 27-year-old from Uruguay, tidy-looking attacking player. I quite like the look of him, from Flamengo. His final purchase was his biggest purchase, 29 million on Dan Axel from Borussia Dortmund, who looks good, but 29 million, he spent a lot on his defence there, hasn't he? But maybe that's what helped him get 5th. Maybe that helped him win an FA Cup. So let's have a quick run through, a little overview of who did what. Mikhail Arteta, he was runner-up in the Carabao Cup, got knocked out of the 5th round of the FA Cup and finished 6th in the Premier League, getting into the Europa League, but he was sacked at the end of the season. Next up, of course, Eddie Howe, who on paper I don't think looked as good, but I thought he might do okay. He was runner-up as well in the Carabao Cup. He was knocked out of the 3rd round of the FA Cup, and again, he finished 6th in the Premier League, getting into the Europa League, but exactly the same as Mikhail, got sacked at the end of the season. And last but not least, we've got Rodgers, Brendan Rodgers, who got knocked out in the 4th round of the League Cup, but it didn't matter because he went on to win the FA Cup and finished 5th in the Premier League, joint on points with Liverpool. Now, in my hashtag Ollie Out video, there was a toss-up between Zidane and Conte. On this, though, I think I'd put all my money on trying your best to get Brendan Rodgers in. Again, if you're an Arsenal fan, let me know. I would love to know what you think. So there we go, that is the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash that thumbs up, maybe even subscribe if you're new to my channel, and go and check out all my other content, especially my Journeyman series, which is running at the minute. You might enjoy that. I love making it. But again, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you taking the time to do that. If you watched my Ollie Out video and entered the Manchester United shirt giveaway, I'll be drawing a winner pretty soon. I'm going to get my wife, put all the names in a hat, I'll get my wife to draw one out. Whoever the winner is, I'll get in touch with you by email, and we'll sort out you getting your shirt. But yeah, thanks for watching. Again, Arsenal fan or not, let me know what you think. Let me know who you think could take over if Arteta got the sack. And let me know who you think did well in this. I think you're going to say Rodgers, surely. The other two got sacked. So I'd be interested to find out what happens in real life. And honestly, from a Manchester United fan to you, if you're an Arsenal fan, I do hope Arsenal can get back up to where they belong one day. So yeah, I'm Booed. Stay happy, stay safe, take care. I'll see you next time.